This week I'm gonna let tarot cards pick my reads. I'm so excited. I'm participating in Tarot Readathon this month, which is a competitive team-based readathon created by Deja and Noelle. I will make sure to leave their announcement linked down below. You can still participate, so come check it out. I'm on Team Swords. Essentially all month long we've been picking tarot cards for ourselves, and each tarot card has a prompt associated with it. For example, if I look at the Tower, which adorable first off. The prompt for the Tower is to read a book about going through a major change. All 78 cards, the major arcana and the minor arcana, do have a prompt associated with it, so I have lots of things to pick my reads. There's some other stuff, there's some other ways to earn points, but this is like the main way that I'll be doing in this vlog. I have, I think, like the cutest tarot card deck. It's called Cats Rule the Earth, and it literally just has the cutest cats on it. Of course, I had to get a cat tarot card deck. I honestly don't know a lot about tarot, but as I've been exploring Tarot Readathon this month, I've definitely wanted to dive more into it, which maybe I'll do that in this vlog. I'm also just very excited to see all the cards because I haven't really looked that closely at all of them, so it's exciting every time I flip one and I'm like, oh my god, that's adorable. They're all adorable, but like, look at this one, and it's just like knocking over the cups. Anyways, let's get right into the vlog and see what I'm going to be reading. Please, please, please check out Tarot Readathon. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We need to pick our first read together. I'm nervous because the prompts could be in my favor or they could not be in my favor. It feels like the Hunger Games, but with tarot cards. We are going to give it a little shuffle, although they've been sitting on my desk and I keep playing with them. I keep just like literally doing this when they're on my desk. And then we're gonna see whatever. There's too many of these. My hands are too little. Like, how am I supposed to fan these out all nicely? Whatever card, you know, calls to me. I gotta touch them all. Maybe this one. Let's do whatever this one is. The Empress. What is the Empress? I need to go to the Discord. Read a book that celebrates nature on the cover or in the plot, etc. So it has to have nature in some way. I think I can do this. I have some options. What is my team challenge? Because I like it when it hits that as well. My team challenge is read a book with a queendom or matriarchy. Oh, that one's actually kind of hard. I don't know if I can put both of those together. So we'll just try for the one I pulled. I'll come back either when I've figured out what I'm reading or with some options. I ended up having two books to pick from. My first idea was to continue Zodiac Academy because this does have elemental magic. So I feel like nature just really hit this pretty good. And I've been loving the series, but I've also fallen so far behind on like my binge of it. Like, I've wanted to read this in a year and I'm still on book 4. So I do really need to get to this one. However, then I remembered that Riftborn existed and this cover has a bunch of nature. And since these covers don't have nature and they did call to nature on the cover in like the prompt, I decided to go with Riftborn. I'm not far into this at all. I think I'm 35 pages, so it's just started. My plan for today is to clean. I've just kind of been feeling like I need to clean really badly. I'm gonna put on some headphones, listen to the audiobook, and do a little bit of a deep clean here, I think. But so far, I will say that I am intrigued. I really like the setup that's happened, except for I also think things are happening too fast, and I needed to experience more time with my character before we got like the big explosion and that like first piece of the plot where like things start to move, the inciting action. Is that what it's called? I will let you know more about like the synopsis of this as I continue reading. We do have a society where one country colonized another. Now we have these Riftborn people who do have magic and they are being punished for rebelling against that colonization and stuff in past generations. I am intrigued to see how deep that gets within the story. But yeah, let's do some cleaning. Let's get my life together. This lighting is terrible, but it is what it is. Okay, I need to take these off because I'll scream. They're so like sound compressing that I literally will like shout. And I'm about to have my sushi feast. Let me show you. It looks really good. I'm excited. Beef tataki, sashimi, sushi, tempura, miso soup. Yum. But I've made it about 40% into this and I'm bored. I honestly would DNF, I think. Except for I've heard such good things about book 2. Like, I've heard that book 2 blows people away, that I want to continue. This just feels so surface level to me and nothing original. Like, I've read this story over and over and over again with more compelling characters in the other stories. Like, I'm not mad at, like, a familiar story. I'm not mad if it's something that I've read before. I think some of my favorites are very similar to other favorites. But there has to be things that stand out to me, and I just think nothing in this is standing out. Like, it just all feels unoriginal emotional, but we'll see. There's not really any chemistry. I don't know. I don't love the two of them either. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I'm just kind of over it, but the audiobook is so quick. I've been flying through this. I don't really want to start a new book, and I think it's going to be 3 stars. Like, I don't think I'm gonna hate it, so I think I'm going to finish this, and hopefully it'll be like Spark of the Everflame, and I'll be blown away by the ending, and then I'll love the rest of the series. 'Cause I've just heard such good things about book 2, like such good things. But essentially we're following our main character, Thea Riftborn, who is a Riftborn, which means that they have like magic ability in them, and they are the ones like looked down upon now. They are kind of mostly killed and stuff. They are branded from a rebellion when they were younger, like their generation before rebelled, and now all the Riftborn are branded, so you know that they're Riftborn. She accidentally uses her power at the wrong time in front of the wrong person, or the right person, and the general, instead of putting her to prison or getting her murdered, asks her to join his army because he thinks that her power, because the power is not illegal, just like using it outside of like what it should be used for is, and like what she does is not correct. So he asks her to join the army and thinks that she'll be like a benefit to his army, and we're watching him like train her and stuff. I don't know. It's just not vibing. The reading is not vibing for me. I'm reading for vibes these days, and the vibes are not here. That's for sure. But I'm not prepared to go back into reality yet, so we're gonna continue escaping reality and eat our sushi. I literally just finished my sushi, but I had to pick this up again because I got something majorly wrong in this. And honestly, I like it less because of what I got wrong. So I thought being Riftborn meant you could have magic and no one else could. Riftborn apparently is just a nationality. Everyone can have magic, which then I'm now thinking again, like, why is she so special? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Like, I don't understand. Also, if lots of people have magic, why aren't you trained younger? I don't know. It just didn't really make sense. And I guess she wasn't trained because she's Riftborn, and they're looked down upon because they're the other country that they essentially tried to assimilate, and then, you know, all that bad stuff that happened. But, it just, what's the deal with her? Like, why do we care about her? I don't know. I definitely got that major wrong, which is kind of really sad that at 50% through this book is when I picked that up. I'm normally really good with world building, so that's like really interesting that I missed that. Maybe I just like quickly assumed because that's just like the normal storyline in something like this. Also, yes, I'm wearing a Christmas sweater. Cleaning. You can't wear like your good clothes when cleaning, but I like to be comfy, and this sweater's always comfy. So we are wearing a Christmas sweater in July. I'm gonna keep reading. It's honestly just kind of rude how much like cleaning can make me feel better and be more productive, because I hate cleaning so much, but truly, even just like the smallest tidy can change the way I feel and like how I want to spend my time. But yesterday, doing all that cleaning, I did finish Riftborn. I decided to give it a night to sit on it before I came and told you my thoughts. And I'm glad I did, because I think that last night I would have told you 3 stars. I think today I'm telling you 2 stars. The thing is, the ending got me. Like, the ending did make me go, oh, let's read book 2. But already sitting on it for one night, I'm kind of just like, do I care? And I'm probably gonna sit here and tell you a lot of things I didn't like about this book, and very little that I liked. I think really I liked that ending, and that's it. And I did end up looking at reviews, and I spoiled myself about something for book 2 after I've already finished this one. That has me excited for book 2, but also, if that's the only thing carrying me forward, I don't think I should continue. But if people I really trust, like if the closest readers to me end up picking up book 2 and loving it, I think I will, because a lot of people I know that I trust gave this one 3 stars, so if they read book 2 and they love it, then maybe I will, because I do think this was enjoyable at its core. I was just really bored, and I could have put it down at any point, and it didn't do what I necessarily wanted. One, I think the romance in this is so flat. There is no romance. He's barely in the book, in my opinion. There's no chemistry. I didn't care about that at all, and I feel like they were just trying to make fetch happen here. 2, I wanted this to dive deeper into prejudice, because we have the whole thing. We have like a excerpt talking about the colonization of the Riftborns and the rebellion against it and what that meant for them now. I thought we were going to get a lot of that in this book, and I feel like it's very surface level in that discussion as well. I feel like we get to these new characters and they all just kind of accept her, and I feel like we do not do a good job of showing how prejudice is bred, essentially. Showing how we believe things because our parents believed things, and like propaganda, and like how beliefs are very much misguided. I have seen some reviews saying like book 2 really does dive deeper into that. So that also has me interested in maybe picking up book 2. We do have a good setup for that. We have a rebellion. We have all of the Riftborn children have been branded and now there's supposed to be prejudice against them. Really, I just felt like we got a couple like villains, like 2, actually I think 1, and his character wasn't given a lot of nuance. I think that there should be a lot of nuance in a character who has been bred this way to see them a certain way and their perspective changes, because I think that that is a very nuanced discussion. I would have liked to see a character like that, someone who kind of starts off bad and then ends up good, and I think they try to do that with another character, but like we don't see that really. It just kind of is like a light switch. So yeah, I just think that there was such a good setup for a conversation like that, and then we just like missed the mark, and I think that I struggled with that because I kept waiting for that, and I just feel like this was very like, let's go with the plot. Also, I think I wanted the magic to be what I thought it was with like her being Riftborn was because of her magic, because I'm still confused. If everyone has magic, why was her magic such a big deal? I'm still confused at like why not everyone has training, why you wouldn't have reached out to get training on your magic earlier on. And yes, there's prejudice against her, but like it felt like they didn't even try. I don't know, I just think it didn't make sense to me how all of that worked. It didn't make sense that like what gives you the magic? Why was she so scared to use her magic in front of people? I mean, yes, she was scared because of like what could happen, but they made it seem like the magic itself was the issue, like her having magic, and that wasn't the case. And so I don't know, I think this was a little murkier. I think I wanted better world building. I'm very confused with the world building in this. Not what I just said, like obviously that was on me. I just like obviously decided that she was Riftborn because of her magic when it was just a nation thing, but I feel like we didn't get to see the difference in the cultures. We didn't get to see like why the Riftborn are different. I thought the Riftborn were different because of their magic. I think that's why. Like there was nothing that showed them as different. And it should be culturally or something like that they were different. Like maybe they have different beliefs, they believe in a different god, something like that. I just like feel like this was very surface level and it missed the mark on every aspect for me. So I'm giving it 2 stars, which is really sad. It also means I will probably unhaul this. I might hold on to it for now just in case I read book 2, because I could still be tempted. And then before I went to bed, I did decide to do another pick with my tarot cards. So I'm going to show you that now. I just did it without my face in it because I was tired and ready for bed and had a big day of cleaning. I need to pull another card before I go to bed. I don't know, maybe this one? We have the Ace of Wands. Oh, look at the little pretty kitty cat. I have to figure out what this is. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the Ace of Wands is to read a book by a new-to-me author or in a genre I haven't explored yet. I think that should be easy to do. Technically, I could also swap it to the Ace of Swords just because that's like our special ability, which is to read a debut novel, which I think is way too hard. So we're going to do the Ace of Wands. Right, Mai? And for a new-to-me author, I have decided to go with Between Life and Death by Jacqueline Cott. I've had this book sitting on my shelf for a long time. I actually just like picked it up randomly at a bookstore. Like I had never heard of it. I just like liked the cover and I read the synopsis and thought it sounded good. Since then, I've seen a couple special editions of it that I've really liked, but I've heard no one talking about this, so I'm very intrigued to pick this up. On the secluded continent of Edenvale, possessing magic is a death sentence. Those who have it are labeled cursed, and by the order of the king, they are cleansed. A horrific event utilizing a hot, hungry pyre and an iron collar. Ooh. Enemy to the king, a group known as the Cursed Rebels defend their lands from his reach, creating an ongoing, bloodthirsty war. When Sage's brother is conscripted for the war, she is forced to trade in her cozy, peaceful cottage life and join the Cursed Rebels to get him back. Her mission seems straightforward, but Vaughn, the leader of the Cursed Rebels, comes riddled with a dark secret. With his otherworldly eyes black as starless night and a taste for juicy thighs, red apples, Sage knows better than to get involved with a guy like him, but knowing and doing are 2 very different things. I like the writing style of that synopsis already. Honestly, I feel like this is giving what I wanted from this. So I'm intrigued to start this. And I'm happy because this has sat on my TBR for like 2 years now. So it's always nice to get like a physical TBR book done. I'm probably going to read it on my Kindle because I think it is on KU, but I'll be glad to know whether this is for me or not. Good morning. It is the next day. Last night we went to The Lion King, like the Broadway play, for my grandma's 80th birthday. She asked all of us to go. So I did that. And then I got home and it was really hot and I just laid in bed and I actually did do some reading. So I have picked up Between Life and Death a little bit. I'm on chapter 7, so I'm roughly 60 pages into this. So far, I do really like the writing style, and I really liked the setup. I like being in our main character's head. There are like a few weird things for me. She tends to like to do these flashbacks, and she'll like tell us she's doing the flashback. It's kind of funny. I don't know. It's not like the worst thing ever because it makes me laugh almost, and it feels very intentional, but she'll be like, and then I got lost in a memory, and then we'll get like the memory scene. Like she'll just be like daydreaming. She'll be talking. She'll like, that made me remember this moment. And then we'll get that moment. And like that just like kind of makes me laugh, but I have enjoyed getting the little memories. It's been like a good way to flash back into the story and like see some of the moments that have made her her. And like overall, like I just have a fun time with the writing style. It is really easy for me to read. It's got a little bit of humor to it as well, so I've been laughing at it. I think the thing is we just met who I think is the love interest, and I'm not sure I love the way he talks. I'm not sure if I'm currently loving their moments together. It feels very forced at the start, like it's very just like instantly like sexual with very little chemistry, but I could see it growing on me a little bit, especially because I seem to really like her POV. Like I like being in her head quite a bit. I think it's only a single POV story since it is first person, so I don't expect to ever be in his head, but like maybe I will be. But I'm hoping that as I like read more, I end up thinking that they have good chemistry, and I could see the banter really working for me if I felt like I cared about him. It was just kind of like right off the bat when you meet him, he's acting some sort of way, and it just like takes me a little bit more time to get accustomed to someone a little bit. It's got some interesting aspects of it, definitely, so far that feel a unique take on a very similar story. I feel like this is already feeling very similar to the setup of the last book we just read, but it already feels more unique to me than that one. Also, for some reason, I've always thought this had something to do with pirates. I don't know if the cover just screamed water to me or like the back or something. I don't think it has anything to do with pirates ever, so we'll see. But yeah, so far I'm liking this. I actually want to get a good chunk of this read today. I would love to sit down and read some because I'm excited to read it, and that's always a good feeling. I feel like I had more to talk to you about. Oh, I just finished Beyond the Villa. Well, I watched the Love Island season finale last night. I won't spoil who won, even though this will be out way later. I'm intrigued for the reunion for that one. And then this morning, I watched the first episode of Beyond the Villa, which is like the spin-off show following the season 6 cast. And that was so good in my opinion. I feel like they really hit the mark. They really let us see how the relationships have adapted in the time after Love Island. And also like some of the drama and like some of the goofy moments and like who's still friends and things like that. I think they did a really good job, and it felt very natural because the first episode is them going to like a premiere party or like a party that Love Island is putting on for like the production of it, so it felt like not forced that they all had to meet up. I thought it did a really good job, and I'm really excited for the rest of it. I'm interested to see if other seasons get a spin-off show, or if we see like people from other seasons come on to this one eventually, because I definitely could see them doing that, especially like in the reality world. A lot of these people end up becoming friends because they go to the same events and things like that. I definitely could see like previous fan favorites or like villains coming on, especially if they need a villain of a season. I'm intrigued who I think is going to be the season villain. This is not a spoiler because it's just a prediction. I think Liv is going to be the season villain. There's always a villain. Production always tries to make a villain in a show like this for a season and then it'll change. So I definitely think it could be Liv. However, I also think it could turn around and be Kaylor, but I just like think that America loves Kaylor so much because she just like wears her heart on her sleeve. Like she can be very annoying, but she just like feels very authentic to her emotions. So I don't think it'll be her. And it's normally someone who is more like stern, but I don't think it can be PPG just because of how much America loves them. So we will see. I'm excited. Let me know if you're watching it because I will definitely be talking about it. I also need to start Big Brother. I want to watch this season of Big Brother, I think. But I need to read first. There's so much I need to do. There's not enough time. Am I too high? What if I just went a little bit lower? I think that looks better. Honestly, it's really rude of books to just not be working for me. I've decided to DNF Between Life and Death. I'm about 50% in, actually. I really did enjoy the start of this, and I enjoyed being in our main character's head, but truly the romance is just so lost on me in this. He is supposed to come off like cocky and arrogant, like from the get-go he's making sexual jokes about her, but I felt like it was cringe in the last update, and I don't think it got better. It's clear to me that he knows more than she does, does, and that's also not working for me. I don't know if it's like the power imbalance of him having more information, or just like that I don't really understand why she likes him so much. Well, I don't even understand why he likes her so much. It just feels so insta-love, and I think it's because there's something going on that they're not saying. And then also I'm just kind of confused about the whole storyline or like the world building in this. We keep talking about the gods, but I want to know like more. I did switch to the audiobook, and the audiobook has both a female and a male narrator, which is interesting considering we don't switch to his POV as far as I know, but we just get his lines through him, which a lot of people love. I personally don't love, especially when they talk at different paces because I don't listen to my audiobooks necessarily on 1x speed, and I constantly wanted to speed her up, but I'd have to slow him down, and since it was just like one line every once in a while, it just like really frustrated me. I don't know. I think that this could work for a lot of people. It's just a little bit more lust forward, especially with him. And I don't know. I'm just bored. Truly, I'm just bored. And it is what it is. And I'm going to move on to bigger and better things, hopefully. This is my year of DNFing. Instead of just pushing through a book and giving it 3 stars, you saw me do that in the last book and I regretted it. So let's not make that same mistake again. I'm sad that this is leaving, but also happy that I gave it a shot and it's finally not just sitting on my shelf. Nick and me did potentially buy a house. I'll be able to update you, I guess, by the time this vlog goes out, whether we actually got it. We put an offer on a house last Thursday and we did get our offer accepted. At this point, we have a very tight financing thing. That was one of their conditions. So we could not get approved for financing just because they said they needed 4 to 6 business days to do our financing. And we essentially have exactly 6 business days if they looked over our paperwork when we sent it in the day of the offer. But I feel like a lot of times they don't look over your paperwork the day you send it in. It's like the next business day. So it's very tight. And then we have our inspection on Thursday night. Hopefully that goes smoothly. But if we do get this house, I have a lot more shelf space. Like I have a whole room to be a library. I don't own enough books for all of my bookshelves that I will have room for. So I wish I had liked this because then I could have kept it. Because I'm really like not going to be tight on space if we get this house. Nick doesn't like that I'm telling people because he says it's not a done deal yet. But like I'll update you if we get it or not. I just want to be real. Like house buying is so stressful. House buying is such a long process and you don't always get them. This will be the 4th house that we put an offer on actually. And I mean, we've been looking for a long time because we both live at home and we didn't feel a rush. Anyways, let's pick another tarot card for, well, I can't look at them, Cassidy. Let's pick another tarot card to see what I need to read. Oh my god, they're falling everywhere. You gotta touch them all, right? This one. Did I already read this one? The 3 of Pentacles. With my 3 little novas is to read a book with an alliance or that follows a group of characters. I feel like this is literally every book I ever read. One that I have been thinking about reading, The Bone Season. This is a chunky boy though. But doesn't this follow a rebellion, which would mean an alliance, right? Do I start it? This has been on my TBR a couple times. I'm unsure. I probably will start it, to be honest, because I don't know what else I'm gonna read. And I am excited for it. Good afternoon. I've made it 60 pages into this. Actually, I think 80 pages. And I'm having a great time. I am flipping back between the physical book and the audiobook. And so I can confirm a little bit of differences for you because I have the old version of the physical book. Samantha Shannon decided to rewrite these before the series is even done. She wrote this so young that she decided it needed some cleanup and some editing. I did ask people who had read both versions if I could read this old version, and I was told I could because I'm switching back and forth. I am noticing some differences because this is the old version, my audiobook is the new version. The main difference is in the auras. In this one, auras are just kind of talked about. You have the aura of this person, you have the aura of this person, like you're a seer, you're a whatever. In the newer version, all the auras have colors, and she's like, it's hard to differentiate between red and pink sometimes, things like that. I think that's the main difference I've noticed. And then just like a little bit of polished writing changes. Nothing about the plot has been changed, just like some of the sentence structures, some of the added words, some words have been removed. Like it's just felt cleaned up a little bit. And then I noticed the aura colors. But overall, like the bare bones, like the things that you need of the story seem to be the same. I'll continue to update you if I switch between both continually. I do really like the audiobook, so I could see myself switching to mostly audiobook, but I always like to sometimes have the physical book in case I decide to like sit down and read for a bit and don't want to do anything else, because audiobooks I have to like keep my hands busy. I am very much invested. I'm very curious. It definitely takes a while to get into the story. I am reading kind of slow because I'm really taking everything in. There's a lot of world building at the start, although this is our world, it feels very dystopian. It's just like clairvoyancy and things have been added to our world. It's kind of the future of our world. There's all these different types of clairvoyance. There's what's happening against them. There's like hours of like a police force kind of that operate. There's a day one and a night one, and the night one's worse than the day one, and all these other things. So there was just like a lot that I was trying to take in at the beginning. But as I took it all in, I went, wow, this is so cool. This is really well developed. This feels very unique and very, very engaging. What I'm at now is like, I think the turning point of the actual plot. We're done the setup, and I'm very intrigued. I didn't realize this had like an academy setting of any sort. It's not really a school setting, I guess, maybe that's why, but they are kind of training and there are tests and stuff they have to take, and I'm very intrigued because that's like one of my favorite things in books. I'm really hoping I continue to love this. I feel like I could see myself binging all that is out currently if I do. I think my next video might be a Reader DNF episode, which then I could just binge this in that, which would be exciting since I am adding a series, since I seem to be liking this. I'm so early on though, like really my feelings could change, but I just feel like this feels so refreshing. Like I'm so mad at myself for not picking this up sooner because it feels like the exact story for me. Like it feels like everything I want. So I'm very excited to continue. I just wanted to give you my initial thoughts. I also today received the Owl Crate Romantasy, the second quarter, which is Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. Still in its protective case. I'm not sure I should take this one out. I'm unsure if I want to read this one. I've not heard the best things. I really like the cover of this though. I think that this is really different for something like this, which is also how I felt about Exquisite Rune. I feel like they're doing different editions. However, I literally hate the edge. But I have a feeling I'm gonna sell this, so I think I might keep it in the protective wrap because I don't have a lot of interest in this. Owl Crate just doesn't have any skips. So far, the Owl Crate Romantasy stuff is not doing so good for me. This is the second one, and Exquisite Rune was also not one I really wanted to read, but I did keep that one to read. I've heard some similar taste to me and some not so similar taste not love this one, so I feel like I probably won't like it either. Why color? Am I Dracula? Why is this popping up? So I never wear this one because it's so cute. It's Fourth Wing merch, but like the collar always pops up. Always. Okay, we're gonna go read some more. I'm also watching Next Gen NYC and I'm not really liking it, but I might read while I watch then, you know? Oh, our paperwork is in. We might have a house. We have inspection on Thursday. If the inspection goes well, I have a house. I have no words because I'm flying through this book. I'm literally 50% through. I ended up turning off my show because I just wanted to focus on this and read faster because I just wanted to devour it. This is incredible. I don't have thoughts on it. Like I don't know what to tell you besides that I am absolutely obsessed with this concept and this character. She is very well developed. I kind of wish some of the side characters were a little bit more. However, I understand why they're not because of what her position is right now and like where she is. And I feel like we've seen enough of them that I'm like, I get it. Even like the ones that we're not with, I feel like we're getting moments with. It's done really well. The writing in this is incredible. It makes me think, should I try Purdy of the Orange Tree for a third time? I DNF'd that book twice though. Maybe I'll just like get through this first and then decide. I'm literally obsessed. Obsessed. I'm like intrigued. I'm like, what's going on actually? Like I have a couple predictions and then I'm like also just like left wondering about a lot of things. Like I have no idea about a lot of things. So we're gonna see. We'll see what happens. I have to finish it. I have Vampire Diaries in my patrons tonight and I swear whenever I have a book that I just want to like devour in one sitting, I have Vampire Diaries and I have to stop to watch for the 2 hours, which I love watching Vampire Diaries. It's like one of the favorite things that I do with my patrons. I think it's so fun. So many of us have seen it and then there's a couple people watching it for the first time and we just like laugh a lot during it. I feel like we've all gotten really close from watching it. We have like inside jokes and things like that. So like I love it. It's literally the only thing that can pry me from this book. Like if I died right now, you would be prying this from my dead hands. It's just so good. I'm so obsessed. Why was I sleeping on this? I literally have almost unhauled this like 3 times. I'm so glad that this has sat on my TBR for so long and I never unhauled it because that would have been a mistake. Good morning. I haven't worn my hair like this in a while. I'm not sure if I like it, but my braids didn't really work out yesterday. They made it just like not nice looking for once. Like sometimes my braids work out so well and sometimes I'm like, why did I put these in braids? So we kind of improvised and this is what we have. Not my favorite and I'll probably have a headache because of this, but it is what it is. I am flying through the Bone season. I have re-listened to a couple scenes just because I've been reading it physically. I've been in in the mood to read it physically. I've just been sitting on the couch reading it. So every once in a while I pick up the audiobook and I re-listen to a couple scenes just to see like what the differences are. There are differences for sure. The characters and reasoning for things are definitely much more well developed in the audiobook. I actually, when she said originally that she was rewriting these, I was so annoyed because like the series isn't done yet and like whatever. I understand why she is rewriting it. I think this will be a 4-star, and if I listened to the audiobook, I think it would have been a 5-star, like if I had read the like preferred text, just because I think there is a lot more nuance in that story. I think that she has done her due diligence setting things up a little bit better, but like the plot itself doesn't change, like the concepts don't change. The scenes are always the exact same end goal and start. Honestly, the middles are the same too. You can probably hear my cats. They're in a box fighting. So I'm not upset at either edition. And like I will be reading the preferred text for future editions because this was the only one I owned. I just didn't want to rebuy it knowing that I might not like it because like I wasn't sure. I will now be buying a set of this series for sure. I'm very excited to continue. I'm very much invested into what's going on. I do definitely think that the audiobook has better written characters and stuff, which is something that it's been lacking in this one. And I think the writing for sure sometimes is a little like disjointed in this, and you can see how it's been polished in the audiobook. So I would recommend reading the new version if you don't already own this. Like, I don't think you have to. I am not mad at myself for reading this edition. I'm actually still mostly reading this edition when I do have access to the audiobook, so I could just listen to the audiobook. But yeah, like the new version, I definitely understand why people like scream about reading that one over this one, but I don't think it matters that much. But if you're struggling with this one, like if you're like thinking a 3-star, pick up the audiobook, you know? Last night we got Crumble because Crumble Canada is testing out dirty sodas, so I had to go get a dirty soda from them. My cookies are almost gone already, but I got the blueberry muffin one, which I really liked. It literally tastes like a blueberry muffin. And then like this one I thought was so good. It's like a skillet cookie, and this is like whipped cream of some sort, but like kind of resembles like ice cream on a skillet cookie. This one was my favorite, I think. And then I just got like the regular chocolate chip. I haven't had Crumble in so long, and now I want it more. It's reminded me that I should get it more often. But now they have dirty soda, so of course I'm gonna get it more often. Like, of course. I love a good dirty soda. That's it. I did enjoy that program. Thank you, Audible. Well, I'm done. And oh my god, my hair's still wet. I don't know how to feel about it, truly. I have to sit on a rating because I'm between a 4 or a 5-star. I feel like it probably deserves the 4-star writing wise, but 5-star feelings kind of, because I just like was obsessed with this and I constantly wanted to read it. I was at a point where I was trying to do like TV sprints, which is what I call it, where I like watch an episode of TV and then I read a chapter, and I was like, wait, but if I read a chapter, I'm gonna end up reading for the next 4 hours. And so I watched extra episodes of TV knowing that when I started this, I wouldn't want to put it down. So I'm definitely torn. Let's go over to my bookshelf and do another pull, and hopefully I can read book 2. I loved this. I feel like I felt very connected to our main character and her journey. I will say some of the world building is definitely a little murky. I know that a lot of people recommend reading, I think there's like a prequel short story or something. I didn't read that first, but definitely a lot of people recommend it. And maybe I should have. I don't know, because like the world building definitely has some murky aspects to it, but overall I'm just like so intrigued, and since it's 7 books long, I'm like, hopefully we just like learn that as we go. That is the nice thing about diving into a series that's already like been made quite a bit, is that I know that there's more books coming, and I know that she has the time to develop that. I don't know what to do now. Actually, I do. I literally have to go into book 2. Like, I have to read the rhyme order. The tarot cards have to be in my favor, right? Let's go do that. Okay, they're behind me. I am gonna take the 3 of Pentacles out just because I need to remember to submit this for Tarot Readathon. Give it a little shuffle. We have the Hermit. Okay, so we don't cat in a box. My cats love boxes. perfect. Literally perfect. This is read a book you think you can read in just a few sittings. And yes, these books are huge, but I read that in 24 hours probably because I was so obsessed. When I'm obsessed with a book, I can read it so quickly. So we are picking up the second book. That was perfect. Perfect! It's the cutest card. I'm actually obsessed with this card. It might be my favorite. Book 2, here I come. My hair is wet. I'm in the same shirt as yesterday, but I am 25-ish, maybe 30% into the Mime Order. I literally sat down to read it last night and just like flew through it. I'm loving it. I actually think I like it even better than the first book. This one, people say, is a little bit slower. It follows the gang a little bit more. It is very different than the first book, so I see why it's slower, but I'm just so invested into our character, like Paige and her life, and how she's going to make the changes she's going to make, and I like learning about all of her friends and what her life is and what it's been like. It's been a very interesting character story so far. Like, we're really getting to know all the characters that we didn't get to know in the first book, but we saw like snippets of them. Definitely really enjoying this. I'm off to go 2 chapters now to meet up with a Patreon, and so that's exciting. And then I'm gonna read all day. I have no plans until tonight is our inspection on the house. Our financing did go through, so as long as the inspection goes well, I probably have a house. Hi, we had the inspection yesterday. It did not necessarily go the way we wanted it to go, which is like okay. There's a lot more problems than we expected. There was things we knew about. There was things that we had an idea on, and then there was things that we had no clue on, like the windows. The windows we had, I guess, somewhat of an idea on. We knew some of the windows had to be replaced, but we thought not all of them. Every single window has to be replaced, and it has a lot of windows, which is a lot of money. So we're back to like negotiating and stuff like that. So I'll keep you updated. Definitely was sad coming home and realizing everything that needed to be done in it, but that's kind of like what happens. I really was like, why do I have to like houses that were built in the 70s? Like, why can't I like a newer house? But like, I love the vibe, the feel of 70s houses, and those come with work. I mean, probably not what this one needs, because most of that isn't from its old bones, but some of it is. Like, the windows are like, they're the old windows. Like, some of them are the original to the house. Some of them have been replaced since then, and we didn't think we had to replace those ones. Turns out we do. It's a whole thing. But yeah, there's that. That was not the best end of my night. I didn't read much because of that, but I think I am over like 60% into the Mime Order currently. I'm really, really liking it. I think it's slower than the last one was, for sure. I did really like the beginning as we got to know the squad, but right now I feel like it's at a lull, but we just introduced something that I think is going to speed it up again. So like, I'm still liking it. It is very different from the first book, but not in a bad way, in a way that almost makes it feel more expansive, because we saw snippets of this in book 1, and so I feel like you're seeing 2 different sides of the world, and that's going to blend so well in more books. I do think it could be a little faster, a little shorter, but I'm having a great time with it, so definitely still feeling 4 stars. I want to read, even with everything going on, which is saying a lot, because like sometimes when like life is stressful, I just want to watch TV. I do really want to read. Let's see where I am. I've been listening to the audiobook. I really like the audiobooks for these. I'm on chapter 11, which is just into part 2. I'm not very far from when I last checked in on you. I'm at 40%. So hopefully it does pick up from here, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that. I just kind of wanted to update you on the inspection a little bit, since I've been trying to share my house buying journey a little bit with everyone. You've seen snippets in vlogs and stuff as we've looked at houses. We've been looking for a very long time, and this is like the closest we've gotten to getting one. So I'll let you know. We're negotiating currently, but we have to have everything signed by 5 p.m. tonight. It's very tight, very tight. So I guess I'll let you know tonight or tomorrow if we bought a house. I guess that's a thing. I'm almost done with the Mime Order. There's literally this one piece of hair that I missed when I did my braids, and it's driving me up a wall, but I figured now was as good as time as any to tell you guys we bought a house. Yesterday we bought a house. Oh, it's very exciting. I finally have a house to live at. I can stop mooching off my parents, and I can mooch off my boyfriend instead. We'll have a full library. I already have the room picked out. It's got so many walls. I can have so many bookshelves. Technically, some something could come up. Like we don't get possession of it. We haven't signed like with the lawyer for possession yet, obviously. Our date for that is not for like another 2 months. It is still exciting. I'm very, very excited. I've been just like on Pinterest and all this other stuff, and I'll be able to take all of you with me as we like decorate the house. I'm gonna have a whole house just filming constantly. I'm very, very, very excited. So yeah, that was the update of that. I'm literally close to the end in the Mime Order. I do think it's slower than other books. Well, other books. I do think it's slower than the first book. So my brain is kind of dead. Because we bought a house, I, of course, in my excitement was like, what can I do right now? So I decided to go through my clothes and get rid of a bunch because I have a walk-in closet that is overflowing and I do not have that much room for clothes in the new house. And I don't wear most of it. I've gotten rid of 2 bags, but now I'm sweaty and exhausted and my brain isn't working, but I've been listening to this and getting through it so quickly. The Mime Order is slower than the Bone Season for sure, but I like it better. I have this thing. I have 2 comparisons that aren't real comparisons. I keep thinking that it's 6 of Crows if we weren't supposed to root for the head of 6 of Crows. Like Kaz Brecker, if you weren't supposed to root for him, this has vibes of that. Like Kaz Brecker's not the main character in this series. He might actually be the villain. And then also there's some vibe, something in it that gives me Mirror Visitor Quartet. They are not alike at all, but there's just like a vibe. I had to look up to see if the narrators were the same because I was like, is that why I'm getting that vibe? I don't know why I have that vibe, but there's something. Maybe it's like the mystery element and how the world building and stuff is revealed, maybe? I don't know because they're not alike at all, but those are the vibes I'm getting. And I loved the first 2 books in that Mirror Visitor Quartet. I hated the last book, which is why I never talk about it, but like The Missing of Claire de Lune is one of my all-time favorite books. It's so good. I just really enjoyed how much time we've spent with characters in this one, and the tournament that we're on right now is so cool. Like I really like what's happening right now. I do think it's slow, especially because I kind of knew where it was going. So you're kind of just with the character as she figures out where she's going, even though I feel like it was very clear what was gonna happen from like the start of this one. It maybe didn't need to be as long, but like I'm having a great time with it, and that's really all that matters for my reading experience. Like who cares if I feel like the pacing wasn't 100% amazing if I still had fun with it, you know? That's kind of like the point I'm at with my reading. So I think I have 50 minutes of listening time left, and I think things are about to go down. I mean, they did in book 1, and then we're gonna switch to a new vlog, and hopefully I can continue these. That would be the best case scenario. I finished 5 stars. I literally was crashing out on sprints. Like I was listening to the ending, and I should have recorded me reading the ending of this because I was like, wait, what? Oh my god. There's just so much stuff that happened in this final hour of listening time. There's just so many reveals. Some I guessed, some I didn't guess. I literally am sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm giving this one 5 stars. Like I just think they're gonna get better and better. I'm gonna become even more invested in the journey and the characters and the betrayals and the alliances and everything like that. I do think the magic system might be a little bit murky still, but that's okay. We're here for the vibes. We're reading for vibes. That's all that matters in my life these days. I'm shocked by how much I'm enjoying this. I'm mad at myself that it sat on my TBR for so long. So shout out to Tarot Readathon for making me read it, because the Bone Season has literally been on my list for so freaking long, and I've thought about unhauling it and I've not unhauled it, and I'm so glad I didn't because it's gotten me to this time. It's made me rethink like my books that go to die shelf. Let me point this down. There are so many books on this shelf that I felt so similar to. So like this being what we just read. Well, we read the second one. But like there are times when I've almost unhauled so many of these. The Raven Tower has literally been on my TBR since the beginning. It's one of the first books I bought as an adult when I got back into reading. A Darker Shade of Magic. How many times have I almost unhauled this because people are like, oh, you're not gonna like it? I'm now convinced that this is going to be a new favorite series of mine and I need to read it soon. The Grace of Kings I've almost unhauled a couple times. And then I think Daughter of the Empire is another one that has potential that I've almost unhauled a few times. But really, I think I need to pick this one up. I think this one is going to be a similar experience. Especially because a lot of the reasons people thought I wouldn't like them is like the city setting. And I've come to think I really like a city setting. I just don't like when it takes me out of like a fantastical thing. So the fact that it's always our world is okay with me. It's like kind of when they're switching between like our world and fairy worlds and things like that sometimes. Or if it's like more close to home, like if it's Calgary or Toronto or like maybe something Canadian that I'm more familiar with. I don't know. I actually want to get to this sooner rather than later. this could be a new favorite. I know so many people love it, and I do love the Villains duology by her. So yeah, I'm very, very happy that Tarot Readathon made me read this. We're submitting the Mime Order to the Hermit. I have another vlog coming out after this, and I will continue to use my tarot cards within it, and I'll be submitting still for my team. I just want to say a big thank you to Deja and Noelle, who put on Tarot Readathon every year. I'm hoping it'll be back for another year next year. I also should thank Lexi because she's the one who introduced me to this readathon, and I love it. I'm having so much fun with it this year. I participated like loosely last year. This year I really dived in, and I'm so happy that I did because I'm having such a great time, and I'm like, I want to do this like all year round. Like, I kind of wish this was like a year-long thing and I was just like pulling tarot cards constantly. So definitely check out the Tarot Readathon announcement, which I'll leave on the video screen. And then my next vlog is the next episode of Reader DNF, which is the series that's happening on my channel currently, where I'm trying to read down my series TBR, and this one has a fun little way for me to pick my books, so stay tuned for that. I'll leave the playlist of the series on the screen so that you can catch up. If you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji to say you were here, is there a tarot emoji, like an astrology emoji maybe of some sort? And have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.